our Home editor, is with us this morning. Hi, Jason, your thoughts? Good morning.
Well, my thoughts are that in the press conference that Louise Casey gave yesterday, she described this as a gift. You know, she said, this is something that I'm passing on to the senior people within the Met Police to really understand the workings of where the police force is failing. And she really identified, in quite fine detail, a lot of problems. And I think the chief amongst them was the failure of women and investigating women. And this one thing she described as symbolic in that was how fridges that were used to store evidence were broken, or they couldn't shut the fridge doors, or they were burgeoning with rape kits that weren't properly sorted, and sometimes evidence got contaminated. And that meant that rape cases didn't go forward, didn't proceed, because of that simple failure. And I think anyone listening to this will find that incredibly infuriating. But she's right to call it symbolic, because the fridge door essentially is broken on the whole police force, and the whole police force is contaminated until it can get rid of racism and sexism and homophobia. And she was very self-conscious, I thought, of the fact that there had been so many other reports, and would this report really lead to change? She talked about defensiveness and police making hollow promises or fake change, not seeing things through properly. And I suppose very much from your interview this morning with Mark Rowley, that fear will emerge again, because he's not accepting the fact that this is an institutional problem. And I know that she will be disappointed in that. She did express confidence in Mark Rowley in that press meeting, but I think she will be disappointed that at the first hurdle, if you are, there's a stumble. There's a stumble by the police not accepting that it's institutionally racist, sexist and homophobic, when that is exactly what Louise Casey is saying they are.
Can I just share with you, the Home Secretary's just tweeted, she says it's clear that there have been serious failures of culture and leadership in the Metropolitan Police, which is why the Commissioner, Sir Mark Rowley, has been taking action to restore confidence in policing in London. I will continue to hold the Commissioner to account, deliver a wholesale change in the force's cultures. There's much to do, and the task of rooting out unfit officers means that further unacceptable cases will come to light. So basically accepting that there are more bad apples to be highlighted.
Yeah, and I spoke to Suella Braverman yesterday about this, and she said pretty much a similar thing. And I think that, you know, it is down to partly government and leadership, and that was very much identified by Louise Casey, to really push through these changes. And one of the things that Louise Casey said could change today would be to simply say that if a police officer has got a history of domestic violence or exposing themselves, that's it. They should be out. We've heard, and even just on the sofa there, we heard London's mayor saying that they should be fully investigated again. That's not what Louise Casey is saying. Not just investigate them again and look at these cases again. If they have that mark on their record, they're not fit to be a police officer, because how can that person, as Louise Casey said to me, how can that person then go to a case of domestic violence if that's something that they're doing in their own home life?